You see you're a young man, you see someone drive by in a Ferrari with a blonde, and you think, my God, he's got everything. And, the woman in the car is a prostitute who's got a cocaine addiction, and her life is just one catastrophe after another. And he's had to lie and cheat his way into this position. And he's afraid that everything's going to come crashing down on him. And that's what you're jealous of. And it's just not that profound. You don't want someone else's fate. Man, your fate's enough. And your adventure's enough. It's plenty. It's more than you can ever fully realize. And so that's also part of the reason that we all believe that the individual has some intrinsic dignity. It's don't be so sure that your position and your room is so damn trivial. It might be your attitude towards it that's trivial. And if you're in dire straits and dire circumstances, just look at how much opportunity you have to make things better.
Rome burned with class war. Politicians lied. The people raged. And one man weaponized Stoicism to fight back. Meet Gaius Blossius, the philosopher who turned wisdom into rebellion. His playbook for political chaos. It's exactly what 2024's divided world needs. Truth has always been political. Stoics know it. Blossius wasn't just a philosopher. He was Tiberius Gracchus's right-hand man, pushing radical land reforms to empower the poor. As Ryan Holiday explains, Stoics don't hide in libraries. They fight in the arena.
Strenuous fight. And you need to have both, right? Because it's not just good ideas and this sense of equality and fairness and principle that we're talking about, but then you've got to have the literal physical power to do it and the energy.
But let's get raw. Would you risk your life for a political ideal? Or just rage tweet safely? It's easy to post a hashtag, much harder to stand in front of the machine and say, enough. Blossius chose action, knowing the Senate might kill him for it. He didn't flinch. Because Stoics believe justice without courage is just cowardice dressed up in quotes. He believed that philosophy meant duty. Not thought experiments, but action plans. When Gracchus was assassinated, Blossius faced execution. The court demanded answers. His defense. I acted with virtue. Brené Brown would have saluted that moment. Vulnerability in politics isn't weakness. It's revolutionary. And for a Stoic, choosing virtue over safety is the ultimate test.
I have a vulnerability issue, and I know that vulnerability is kind of the core of shame and fear and our struggle for worthiness, but it appears that it's also the birthplace of joy, of creativity, of belonging, of love.
Think about your own life. When's the last time your values cost you something? A job, a relationship, a friendship that crumbled the moment you spoke your truth? If your Stoicism hasn't cost you comfort yet, maybe it's just intellectual cosplay. No sacrifice, no Stoic. Blossius could have denied everything, blamed the chaos on others. Instead, he stood in front of the most powerful men in Rome and said, I did what was right. But Stoic loyalty isn't simple. After Gracchus died, Blossius joined a second rebellion. It failed. He was labeled a traitor, a hypocrite, a fool. Why did he keep fighting? Because his loyalty was to justice, not to institutions. And that's where the real Stoic trap begins, when principles collide with power. Historian Dan Carlin puts it bluntly. Stoics in power walk a knife's edge. Absolute virtue in a corrupt system. Good luck.
The Roman Empire in the East never fell until the Turks in, the 1500s, late 1400s, early 1500s. I mean, that's when the Turks take Byzantium or destroy that army, and that's really the end of Rome.
It's easy to be ethical when no one's watching. Much harder when a throne is within reach. Can you stay ethical in a broken system? Or does power always corrupt? Thousands of years later, we're still failing that test. From Congress, to corporations, to comment sections. The Stoic answer? Resist, even when the resistance looks like losing. So, what does a rebel from 2,000 years ago teach us about today? Everything. Blossius wasn't just a relic, he was a prototype. A Stoic who acted while others wrote. He's the blueprint for the modern Stoic rebel. Malala, Snowden, Greta. Naval Ravikant said it best. Principles let you act decisively in chaos. Stoicism isn't passivity, it's controlled fire. And in 2024, when the world's drowning in noise and fake outrage, you don't need more opinions. You need virtue with T. Your mood. What's one hill you'll die on? Climate, equality, free speech, the right to live with dignity. Blossius rule. If your cause doesn't scare you, it's not worth fighting for. Gaius Blossius died for his ideals. Rome fell. But Stoic rebels, they're eternal. So before you scroll away, ask yourself this. Are you thinking about virtue or living it? Smash like. Subscribe. And remember, politics without virtue is tyranny. Virtue without politics is cowardice.